Hello, this is Pastor James. I'm at a place right now where it may sound strange, but I'm at a loss for really even understanding much of what's been going on. You know, back when I was a teenager, one of the first spoken word albums I heard was by Gil Scott-Heron. Gil Scott said it this way, that the revolution would not be televised. The revolution would not be televised. I think Gil Scott was wrong because I don't think he could foresee that because of technology, because of our phones, that really life and the revolution is being televised. It's almost as if there's so much to talk about that really I only am left with names that unfortunately throughout this summer things have happened and we've almost forgotten the names. Yet we now remember, in light of what's going on in Baltimore and what's happened with the recent, dismissal of those police who were a part of the death of Freddie Gray, that now they won't be brought to trial. Sometimes I wonder, will we remember Alton Sterling? And then we'll never forget the images of Philando Castile. And it seems like it was yesterday, but I hope we don't forget Sandra Bland. And there have been so many incidents that have happened, and there's so many tensions that are taking place in our culture, in our society, that we wonder what's really next. And then if I mention other names, your minds will already move forward in a variety of directions. All I have to do is say the name Donald Trump, or say the name Hillary Clinton. And there are all sorts of images and thoughts that we have in our minds. I don't know about you, but I believe that we're in a time period where we're wondering, can we just get a new story? Yeah, I think all of us want to live a story that is full of life. Not a story that has many of the tragedies that we're finding ourselves encountering. And really, when I think about the time period we're living in, maybe that's what we all are really searching for, is a story that has meaning beyond simply tragedies and endings that none of us ever planned for. Life is about a story. Man, Beyonce showed us that with her album Lemonade, where for the first time in a long time, someone's album, all of her songs were in Billboard's top 100 when it came out. She captured the story, the private story between her and Jay-Z in an incredible way. Maybe no matter what the story might be, that's really what we all are looking for, but not the story that we're currently experiencing. Maybe that's why I know for me, I've been distracted, but wonderfully distracted as I am every 2 years with the Olympics. And in the Olympics this year, there's this group of people who have this story that I can identify with. There's this group of athletes that's uniquely positioned, not from a particular country, they're from several countries, but they're representing refugees. Man, I never thought I would see this story, but I am fascinated that here you have a group of people who come from places where they've been displaced, where they've got stories of tragedies, of persecution, of fleeing all sorts of realities of poverty, starvation, refugees on the run, displaced in other countries. And yet someone understood, the Olympic Committee, that even people who have tragedy need a story. And now they have their moment of being in the Olympics. And so we're watching some of the swimmers who we know represent that refugee team. We're watching from the Congo some of the runners who we know they're a part of the refugee team. Even though they may not win, it really doesn't matter. But they're taking their moment and they're living this incredible story. And you know what's interesting in their story? Their real desire isn't a gold medal. But their real desire is to represent their story of tragedy with a sense of honor. And if you were to ask any of the refugees competing in the Olympics, you know what they would want more than anything? They'd want to go home. Maybe that's what all of us are looking for in the chaos of our world today. We want to find a place that is home. And maybe, just like these Olympians, we have a chance to live an incredible story. But in any story, you've got one or two choices. Either you can fight or you can flee. Maybe it's time for us, like these Olympians, they are focused now. Maybe that's what we need more than anything in these times, a sense of focus. I'm not just saying this because I'm a pastor, but in the midst of all this going on, Hebrews says it well, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Maybe this is the time period that we live in now. Well, only Jesus can give us the story that is worth living.